Record UEFA Champions League winners Real Madrid have joined other top European clubs out in the race to sign Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray striker. And now record says that the 26-year-old forward has been front the season, scoring 29 goals and providing 5 assists in 34 games for Okan Buruk's side in all competition. Moving on, Victor Osimhen's form has been seen and very talked about, and his form has seen him gather interest from Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, and now the big of them all, Real Madrid. According to a report, the Spanish outlet Franchises Los Blancos are looking to capitalize on Osimhen's strained relationship with the Napoli board. Napoli owner Aurelio De Laurentiis is willing to listen to offer for Galatasaray loanee. However, they will not let the attacker leave for anything less than 75 million euros, a figure of La Liga record champions can easily pay. Now, moving on the same story, the club are looking for a reliable goal scorer who plays through the middle, as the combination also with Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. has sometimes overloaded the left flank in games we've seen, and Victor Osimhen fits the his pace, his movement, his ability to find the back of the net will make him a strong addition for Don Carlo Ancelotti's side. I like to call him Don, but then maybe, who knows, the Don might be off. Now, Real Madrid are in the competition with other top clubs, mostly from the English Premier League side, but their reputation and financial strength give them an advantage in securing the services of the 23 CAF Player of the Year award winner, and that's about Victor Osimhen. Now, good morning and welcome along to the Sports Republic show. We are Voice of the People TV, and my name is Kizike Osimhen, Nigerian superstar at the moment. But I have with me here in the studio Charles and Hala Madrid, where you see them, people like that, the Madrid fan. He'll be doing a talk about Victor Osimhen and everything about the Super Eagles. Martins has said a lot about Nigeria, like a problem. What's the solution? Are you find a solution? All of this wrapped up just in one show. Now, moving on to the same story. Super Eagles striker Osimhen, like I told you, he's the man everyone is talking about. He has reached, according to report, an agreement with Man United over personal terms ahead of a potential summer move, according to Turkish journalist Seda Selikla. Now, Selikla said on a podcast, he said, Victor Osimhen has reached an agreement with Man United. There's also the club side of the matter. The Nigerian international, currently on loan at Turkey's side, talk about the Turkish giant Galatasaray, has been in sensational form this season, netting 29 goals and providing 6 assists in 34 appearances in all comps. And now, United immediate focus in the transfer market is reportedly recruiting a top striker, given that the Danish international Rasmus Højlund dismal form this season with the Dane managing 3 Premier League goals and 4. New head coach Ruben Amorim is understood to want the struggling forward to leave by the summer. I told you before the game where Sarabia showed his class, Sarabia with a free kick, where Wolverhampton, Victor Pereira got the result against Man United. I told you, Rasmus Højlund is not a bad striker anyways, but it's about the goal drought. He scored 1 goal in 17 Premier League matches. That's how poor it is. Now, while the personnel terms have reportedly been agreed, let me tell you, negotiations at this point in time between Man United and regarding transfer fee are still ongoing. Osimhen has a release clause worth around 75 million euros. Now, we'll like to talk about that. Now, Osimhen, it's about the point he has to use his head. Now, Juventus are also long-term admirers of the Nigerian hitman, but the Naples, the outfit, the Napoli, the Petinipar people have no intention of selling to their direct rival, with further strengthening position in the race. Now, this one happened to be as some days back, but the closest now is that Real Madrid, aside that my friend Phil will say, when they come calling, you don't say no. But is he a perfect fit? It was also interesting to know that the Red Devils have kept backup options just in case Osimhen does not walk through. They'll have to bring Liam Delap. He's got 40 million release clause as well, £40 release clause. The Ipswich Town player under McKenna, and also Jane Felipe Mateta, ready in case Osimhen's fit deal doesn't go through. But I have Charles with me on the show. Charles, feeling great to have you on the show once again. Before we get to talk about the Super Eagles news and what about Philippe Martins have rightly said and how we can go forward, let's talk about our most talked about Nigerian player. Let's talk about our most talked about Nigerian player. Yeah. Now, about Victor Osimhen. He's big. His clause is big. Advise Victor Osimhen. If you happen to be his uncle, I'm just saying. I don't want to use the word agent. Agents sometimes want to be selfish, like they get personal interest. Yeah. Now, this is family. Like I'm just saying, as a Nigerian, what is the best place for Osimhen? Madrid, Man United, what's next?
Well, good to be here, everyone. It's good to be on the show.
Right.
in terms of advising the Super Eagles player and striker Osimhen, I think when Madrid comes calling, I think you should answer the call.
You think?
I think you should answer the call.
Okay.
At this moment, Man United may not look like the desirable place to go. You look to what are the possibilities of that team being rejuvenated again, because they're going through a bad season right now.
Yeah.
The same with Madrid, but tentatively, and if you compare both, Madrid is having a bad season as well too. But I mean, Man United is having a worse season than Madrid. So in terms of this. Yeah. Will it be a good fit for Osimhen to go to Real Madrid? Probably, maybe, but there is also the problem of the team in Real Madrid not being balanced.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is Vinicius, and then there is Rodrigo,
Mbappe.
And then there is Mbappe. Mbappe always drifting to the left, where Vinicius is, and there is nobody playing as it were through the middle. So you have Bellingham always driving into the middle to want to score goals and do stuff. I mean, that means Madrid needs someone who can ride through the middle. So I would advise him to go to Madrid if you ask me. I would advise him to go to Madrid because there is always the possibility of having someone to play through the middle while they try to sort out the whole dynamics of the team. And that will be hinged on who's going to be still in charge as the manager, whether Don Carlo or someone else in place.
So when you look about Madrid now, let's talk about the chances of Man United, who are first on the radar. If Man United happen to make it to Europa, possible, the move.
Yeah.
Will you still advise Osimhen to?
That's
what he should be looking at.
That's something you should look at as well, because he will definitely be looking at that. He wants to play in Champions League. Every player wants to play in the Champions League. So it's hinged on what Man United does in the Europa League right now. If they win the Europa League, then you can think about it.
You think Osimhen walks into that Amorim setup and gets that playing time?
Definitely he will.
Will he be benched in any of the clubs in the world at this point in time?
I don't think so.
Anywhere
Osimhen goes to right now, he will be a starter. Definitely going to be a starter. Because for his pace and his drive and his passion he's good in the air, he's good on the ground. Not so good on the ground, but in terms of positioning, he's absolutely brilliant.
All right, so absolute brilliance. That's about Victor Osimhen. Quickly, let's talk about Femi Martins. But talking about Victor Osimhen, it can't go unnoticed. Now, a lot of people said you turned down a move to Saudi Arabia. You were happy about that move. He didn't go. Now, he didn't go to Saudi Arabia because he felt like I still have a lot to offer. He's just 26. Now, aside his age grade level, one thing to talk about Osimhen, he went to Turkey and he conquered. He stole the show. That mask you see him wearing at the time, it's Milan Skriniar who got into it during the playing time. Anytime Milan Napoli, I will not forget in a hurry. But against Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, we know Fenerbahce is where Skriniar also did the job for Mourinho. But this man got a brace in the first half game, and people like Osimhen, see, he's the most talked about. He's the biggest player in Turkey. Turkey, you can call it anyone. No, Osimhen. So he's well noticed. He's played the game to a certain level that we feel like Osimhen don't need to go down. I'm liking his move. He should be very careful. I feel like this is where his agents have to put in a whole lot of work, and I believe that, yes, they know what's for Victor Osimhen. But moving on, let's talk about the better approach from a Super Eagles striker or Femi Martins. If you see him now, he's looking very nice, actually, with the tattoos on his body. Has voiced concerns over the lack of teamwork in the current Nigerian national team. Moving on, the former VFL Wolfsburg forward Williams alone cannot deliver success for the 2013 Cup of Nations AFCON champions in the final stage. So he talked about this now. 2013, we saw that Stephen Ketchi's set of play. It worked out very well. Now, speaking in a recent interview with fans, football fans, name, the ex-international, ex-Inter Milan player, Newcastle forward, drew sharp comparison between the Super Eagles team of his playing days and the current squad. Now, if you followed the show very well yesterday, you would understand that I told you where Ikechirimu talked about this set of players and this set. He said, let's leave this set. This is a different mindset. Now, it's about Martin. The 40-year-old suggested that why Nigeria boosts top talent like Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman, the absence of true teamwork, not just mere teamwork, like a true teamwork, is hurting the team chances. Now, quoting Martin this morning on the show, he said, at that time, we had a team, but now the team is not actually there. The names are there, but the team is not there. Osimhen as a striker is doing his best, Ademola Lookman is also doing his best, but we need collective team effort to play together and win together. Now, it's a very different when you look at it. Now, Martins, who scored 18 goals in 42 appearances for the Super Eagles, stressed out football is not an individual sport. He wondered if the Napoli striker, that's Victor Osimhen, he's a Napoli player at this point, on loan to Galatasaray, 100 goals, it would count for little if the team fails to progress together. Now, Martins again went as far as saying Osimhen can score 100 goals, and if we don't go anywhere, it's like the goal is nothing. That's about ex-Levante man saying that. But you need to know the Super Eagles have faced growing criticism from Nigerian football fans in recent months as they struggle in their 2026 World Cup qualifying campaign. Most recently, drawing against Zimbabwe. That's a very bad one. Now, just like many football fans would like to say, Martins believes that the team needs stronger chemistry, which could prove more effective as they prepare for their remaining 4 games that could determine their World Cup qualification hopes. Now, let me tell you this. I don't know what you make about this sad story. A lot of people are always saying, we win all our games, That's how we keep talking. Now, it's why being raised, social media is trending, picking up stories like, all of these things does not really hold water for me. Now, we want to be at the World Cup. Now, looking at the part where he's saying we don't play as a team, what's the difference between this set of boys currently to the older ones, and what do you make about Martins' talk?
Martins has spoken well, in my opinion. He has spoken well. However, I don't want to sound like a broken record right now, but pointed out the most important thing in everything that we've been saying over the years.
Right.
The team doesn't play as a team. There's how far a team can go with individual brilliance.
Yeah.
And there's really how much far a team can go with a lot of teamwork. The German team that won the World Cup in 2014 was a team.
Okay.
They were not built on individual brilliances
of
maybe Toni Kroos or Thomas Muller. No, they were built on a team. All this talks about it's what we find. What Martins is actually saying is truly very true. Truly, and very true. About the World Cup, I'm still very optimistic. I don't have hopes, but let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. But let's look in the part where he's calling Osimhen and talking about goals. He singled out Osimhen. Everyone always singled out Osimhen.
Oh, definitely.
And after Osimhen, he called Lookman. I think the Lookman called it because of the calf play. He shows his best. Yeah. But people are always saying that Osimhen his mentality is different from the rest of the player, that they should imbibe on his mentality.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's there for all. It's absolutely there for all to see. Like Osimhen, you see the passion. You see the passion in the first game that we won. You could see the passion in him to score and to make something happen. If everybody can have a bit of that attitude, the team may go far. Because as it looks right now, Ademola Lookman and Osimhen are our brightest stars.
Right.
They are championing the flag of Nigeria worldwide. But the passion and the zeal that this guy is put into their game, every other person can do the same and know what's at stake. We can do better.
Okay, there are 4 games left. Were you among those saying we'll just win all our games?
I don't think we can win all our games.
Which of them?
Because you must be very realistic here.
Right.
These other teams that you're going to play are not just going to they're not just going to be sitting ducks and allow you run over them. Mm-hmm. So they're going to come at you with something. They also want to qualify as well, or maybe chances of qualifying. So it's neither here nor there. But I don't think we can win all our 4 matches.
All right. So it's about that time where you say Kida James, like my guy always say, I'm always going to check my WhatsApp portal. And quickly, let's go on to the next one. Don't compare Super Eagles' current players with the past generation. Now, this is about Ikechukwu. He said this. Let's say it's Super Eagles. Okay, let's leave 1980.
Yeah.
Let's say from 1994.
Yeah.
We know how that went on. Let's say from Japan 93.
Okay.
Some of them, like the Kano one called Rumors, the Lesson Bayaro, they all went through that round.
All that through that round.
Then JJ was fixed. Finidi, they played Siasia. They played under Vijakini, under Westerhoff. Now, if you look at the 1996 squad, Olympic.
Yeah.
Okechukwu from the United UC94 was there. JJ was there. Amokachi was there. You see, there's a link.
Yeah.
Now, this is structure.
Yeah.
We are seeing people they join, but there's always this, Now, we kept on moving. 96, we know what happened. We know how with South Africa story, blah, blah, that went. 97, Cuba took the African Player of the Year. Monaco, he did his magic. 99, kind of got on that one. We got to 2000, we struggled. We're always coming close. Nigeria, Cameroon, whatever. But 2013, again, we won it.
Yeah.
Now, we can vividly say under Ibrahim Galadima, that's NFA chairman, that's his name.
Yeah.
We would say we had that structure. What's the difference between that time, the players then, and the current set of boys?
This current set of boys, the players back then were more patriotic and I think more focused than these ones.
But the money we have the money now.
I mean, the money then, in quote, the money then was something, yes.
Yeah, but you can't compare it to now.
No, you can't compare it to now.
But I think people say what moves you, motivation, money moves passion.
Money is a motivation, no doubt.
So why is it
different?
But
patriotism and passion for the game is more important because that's your selling point.
Right.
It's not the money. The passion and the patriotism, passion for the game and patriotism for your nation is the selling point. It's not really the money. Money is good. It's a good motivator.
Right.
But it is not everything that there is. If you don't have passion and you're not patriotic, I mean, who will field you in a team? How would you make money if money is your drive? Because the other teams of 94, I mean the glory days of 94, then 96, you saw a structure in wherein there was a team and then the coach, and then the coach always puts in one or two persons, you know? Like you just mentioned, Kano Wanko and the other guys came through the Japan 93.
Yeah.
Came into 1994, and then there was the addition of Okocha and those other guys, Amokachi and the other guys, Siasia, Olise, and then Udechukwu and the other guys.
Yeah,
so it's just a blend of, so there's always been a structure. What's happened today right now, the difference between then and now is structure. There's no structure now. What we have now is a bandwagon of, just so much talent, people coming in, but just money driven, as it were. Like we're just here to play for the money and see what we can get from this. It's no longer about
passion is not implemented.
Passion is not really.
Passion is not actually implemented. I think it's in you.
Passion is a personal thing.
Exactly.
Right? Like we've just spoken of Oshime and Ademola Lookman. You can tell the passion from them. But every other person, we don't know what it is for them. We don't know what it is for them.
All right, can you say that? Actually, that sounds weird though. No disrespect to the rest of the Super Eagles players. I don't know what else to say on that part. But yeah, a strong one. That's a deep regret. It's been out there on social media. It's been trending. JJ Okocha has come out to say that he's not really happy that he never won the CAF Best Player of the Year. They call it African Best at that point. And then a lot of people have said Issa Hayatu now doing a strong team. It's not me, or some people say so. But at 1998, he got so close with his magical out game, with his flair, the outstanding, the way he's been playing. Like JJ is natural footballer. A lot of people say he's like the next, let me not put man also. But let me say about JJ. Now, Messi has come to say JJ is like my childhood idol. Now, Dino recommended him as well. Even George Ware talked about JJ's prolific style of football, the flair he possesses. He does not struggle. He played for lower side. Yes, I know Bolton in the German side, Eintracht Frankfurt, and Turkey side, Fenerbahce, Rangers, Enugu. A lot of this, he was just there. Now, we saw him at the first 98. It was like, it was like everything. But the 98 African Best never got to him, and it was given to Mustafa Haji. And Mokucha is saying, he said he regrets all of this thing. He should have won at least one. But he said, if you look at the way these awards have been given on African shows, then you can find out, you can say that it's unfair.
No, definitely. I was even about mentioning that because the criteria for which we judge our African best, we need to check those criteria again. They need to be checked because, I mean, with the brilliance of JJ Okocha in 1998, there was no way we could bypass him and not give it to him. There was no way. Haj was what? Where was he playing?
Morocco. But he played well at the Nations Cup.
He played well at the Nations Cup. On the world stage as well too. Where was he?
No, Haji was not so.
However, Haji wasn't so bad either. He wasn't so bad either. But in terms of everything today, if you look at it, if you compare and contrast everything today, you would know that Okocha deserved it. So hence we say that the criteria...
What about the 2000, after 2000 as well? He was so good as well.
No, he wasn't
so even
good.
if he had missed 2004 as well.
I mean, if he had missed 90, you should have given him one somewhere.
Is it a competitional thing?
No, it's not a competition. That's what I'm saying. The criteria has to be checked.
What criteria do you think they use?
Well,
what we know...
I think the criteria is not even based on what we ourselves think it should be.
Because John Obi Mikel 2012,
I mean, it looks like
with Chelsea. 2013 when they AFCON.
It's like a personal. I don't know. It's like maybe someone has a beef for someone or something, or they just give it randomly to people who they think. You know, there are no criteria in place to really check that.
Okay, so let's get on and talk about Wilfred Ndidi. Leicester City relegated from the Premier League, and you might be asking a question: why are we talking about Ndidi? We talk about Ndidi because he's an integral part of the Super Eagles squad, and also one of the skippers of the team, and also he's been out of World Cup 2018, and also should we keep calling him because right now he's going to play in the championship. I don't know what you make about Ndidi, but let's talk about Wilfred. When his deal expired, he signed a new deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he felt like Maresca left, Dewsbury Hall left, the team changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But they came up. Jimmy Vardy have apologized to the Leicester fans. But the point now is about Ndidi. What's next? What's his fate? Should we keep calling him?
No, he will definitely get called. He will definitely get called. I mean, we don't have any player in that position right now that fills that position well like he does. You know, but if we look at it from the angle of the fact that he missed an opportunity to have gone somewhere better,
right? That
fault is on him, because I mean, what mars and makes a man in this part of the world is your decisions that you make, especially when you are in a football, the sports industry, like football. Time is of the essence, and so decisions are very key. So for him to, but I think for the Super Eagles, he will always be called because we don't have someone that really feels that shoe very well for us. But in terms of his club football, I think he should have moved at the time rather than sign a contract. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. We don't know what his opinion is. But like you said, Maresca left suddenly, you know, because he was playing very well, flourishing very well under Maresca. Right. And the team they've had a very bad season. Everything has just gone south for them. So, but at the same time, he will definitely get called by the Super Eagles.
What is about Nigerian players not making right decisions when they ought to?
Money. And that is a problem. Now, I don't have a problem with making all the money in the world. You see, you spoke about what was the difference between the 1994 team and the current crop of Nigerian players that we have. Right. It's we talked about structure. Galadima made sure there was a structure. Right now, most African players are choosing money over a career. Money will not last forever. Your careers will last forever. Look at how we're speaking about JJ Okocha, even till today. But did JJ not make money?
He made money.
He made money. So that's what we keep saying. Like, these players should stop chasing money. Chase the career. Go for the career. Be the best.
And you can actually count. You can actually count few. You can count Nigerian players who we know who are out there, but just less career-wise.
Career-wise is poor because they chose money over having a career.
Is it about agent or personal thing? But I feel like it's about the players themselves. They want the money. Aroko Darwin is in the news. You can hear.
I mean, as we speak right now, currently Leicester are relegated.
Yeah.
That means Ndidi is in the relegation. He's going to the championship.
Right.
Onuachu, Southampton, championship. All of them. Do you understand? So we understand. We need to. I don't know whether the agents that they have are really advising them properly, or it's a personal thing for them. I wouldn't know. But whoever it is, I mean, they have something in between their ears. You should think. You should think about the future. You want to be remembered for what? For making money or for being in the top leagues and delivering the best? the time, at the prime time of your life.
This thing you're saying, is it an African thing or Nigerian mentality?
It's not
because someone said that Africa play football just to drive away, eradicate poverty, you know. But, no, I'm just having no disrespect.
Yeah.
Some are saying the Europeans, in quote, even though we still know some people are not really okay.
Yeah.
But some people say the Europeans play because they love the game and the passion. But I understand. Now, I later got to know that these people even love money more than the Africans, in quotes. See, because I see some of the sign. Yeah. I see some players not wanting to make a move because of you must give it some certain money.
Yeah.
Else I won't go. But I think ours is looking different. We don't have a dream. Sorry to say, my opinion. Yeah. I don't think they have this dream. You find a player like a player playing. You could see a player playing in the cell, maybe Italian Serie A, Lazio, or possibly in AC Milan. I'm just saying. And a club like West Ham just call pounds, euro. West Ham is calling you possibly maybe let's assume. Let me talk in pounds. And the player is actually earning the likes of maybe earning possibly £120,000 or 80. Yeah. Or 80 or 70. Okay, in euros or 80 euros, 80,000 euros a month, but a week, sorry, I beg your pardon. But you now talk about the Premier League and a club like, okay, let me say, an AC Milan to Crystal Palace. We do it a lot. Because the money is pounds. You know how pounds can be when you do a calculator thing. You know how big. Now at that point, you begin to see that it's about the money that we play for. But let me give you an example of some players now. Vinicius Junior, this person is big. No matter what you bring for Saudi, you won't make a move.
Definitely.
You talked about John Duran, and I was asking the question, who's John Duran? Colombia international. He's 21. Poor to see him go to Saudi Arabia, right?
Absolutely.
But let's be realistic. Sometimes we, the Africans, don't think.
We don't think long term.
I don't see a Ballon d'Or in their minds. Sorry to say that's the word.
No, but to be honest, we spoke about Duran, yeah? And I was livid about that transfer deal, I'll be honest. Completely livid. At 21, Saudi Arabia? Bro. Are you that broke? Is your family that poor? Okay. No, is your family that broke and poor that you have to, cut short yourself in your prime to make so much money?
Let me ask you
But I can assure you, Duran will want to come back to Europe, definitely. He will definitely want to come back. I wanted to ask you, where's Kelechi Iheanacho?
Me this bro, playing on the Carrick. He's playing on the Carrick now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's playing on the Carrick now.
So do you understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So this is the things. So imagine now, in Super Eagles, we will have to call Iheanacho from Middlesbrough. Let me ask, okay, it sounds for. But Charles, what does players play football for? You play for laurels, you play for trophies, you want to be because football is a competitive sport.
I think I must give Osimhen some credit,
Yes.
The time he never made a move to Saudi, they came calling. They knocked at the door.
I believe somewhere in the back of Osimhen's mind that, look, I believe he has that thing in his mind that, look, I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
That's a great mentality.
That's a very strong.
And he's helping him, he's living his dream now.
It's a positive one to have. You need to have, I believe he has that at the back of his mind that, look, Saudi will always keep calling. The money will always be in Saudi, no doubt. But you've got to win laurels to your name. You want to be remembered for the trophies and the medals you won.
Right,
not just made, you would definitely, this football, you always make money. Somehow, some way. But where are the laurels? Where are the trophies? That's what's important.
Or what about Boniface also, who turned down, who missed out on another movie? He felt bad.
No, I'm happy about, I'm really happy where people don't just make a move to Saudi because they want to make money. If a Benzema says he's going to Saudi, by all means, please do. Please do. Have a fun. Have fun while doing it.
Well achieved in Europe.
Well achieved in Europe. Football. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because Zlatan always said that there was a player who came to the MLS at a very young age and he looked at the guy and was like, what are you doing here? Your mates are in Europe competing for laurels. You are here in the MLS? Come on, bro.
Carlos
Vela. Why? What are you doing here? Your mates are in Europe competing. I'm winning laurels. Zlatan told him, at your age, I was competing in Inter. I was in Europe. At your age, I was in Europe. Not here.
But Charles, let's be sincere. A lot of Nigerian players would have gotten out of Osimhen's deal and quick to Saudi.
Of course, they would have moved to Saudi.
I was
they will move to Saudi for the money. And then you will get there and then you play for 1 season, 2 seasons, and you're bored.
Let me question.
Oscar left from Chelsea to China. He was bored after 2 years.
Yeah,
he made all the money in the world. He made all the money in the world, changed his family's status, did everything for them, and was bored.
Charles,
what time was up for him? By the time he wanted to come back to Europe, he was 33.
I'd like to ask you this. As a Nigerian, does this have to do with our economy? I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying, like, let's just be factual.
The economy of football. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, no. The Nigerian economy cannot affect a Nigerian footballer because he's not being paid by that. He's not being paid by Nigeria now.
No, I'm just saying because he knows where he falls back for. At the end of the day, home is home.
Regardless of where he goes.
No place like home is for a man who's deported.
Regardless of where he goes, Germany, the USA, Germany, Italy, England, you get paid well now. So how does that affect anything in Nigeria? How does Nigeria economy become a determining factor for where you play football? No, come on. Okay, your career is more important.
Career is more important. Okay, quickly, let's get to the next phase on this one. There's a whole lot to talk about, I tell you, and I'm very grateful having you on the show. But we need to go on this quick break. When we return, the show continues. Please don't go anywhere. I've got Charles in the building. He's got a lot to talk about. So much you don't want to miss. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Well, Newcastle is still Newcastle. They have the best fans. Among the team that I play.
Okay.
Right.
They have the best fans.
Newcastle, they have the best fans.
How about you? How you doing?
How you there?
You probably there. How you there?
How you there?
How are you? What's up, like?
Waiting this up. Like what gone?
Yeah.
What gone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is easy.
Yeah, because it's like broken English, isn't it?
Wahala.
You even know what that is. That's trouble. Wahala deal.
Wahala
deal. I don't want wahala.
I know wahala.
Wahala deal. Come off the road.
Come off the road?
Nah. Come out for road.
Like, get out of here.
Get out of the way. Like, just get out, move out the way, bro. K-leg, that means, that's like, I think it's giving like like making a situation worse. In Burna Boy, he says that in his song.
What does it mean?
I don't want nobody to get my matake for this life I live. I think just to make something worse, I think.
Name of football players from A to Z. A.
Ademola Lookman, Atlanta.
B.
Badiashile, Chelsea.
C.
Copalma, Chelsea.
D.
Declan Rice, Arsenal.
E.
Eddie Militao, Real Madrid.
F.
Federico Valverde, Real Madrid.
G.
Gavi, Barcelona.
H.
Haaland, Man City.
Oh my God. I.
Isak, Newcastle.
J.
Jamal Musiala, Bayern Munich.
K.
Kevin De Bruyne, Man City.
L.
Lionel Messi, greatest of all time, Inter Miami.
That is good. M.
Martinelli, Arsenal.
N.
Nwaneri, Arsenal.
O.
Osimhen, Galatasaray.
P.
Pedro Neto, Chelsea.
Q.
Kwasan, Liverpool.
R.
Ronaldo, Al Nassr.
S.
Saka, my love, my greatest. Arsenal. T. Trossard, Arsenal.
U.
Ugarte, Manchester United.
V.
Van Dijk, Liverpool.
W.
W1 Bissaka, West Ham.
X.
Xhaka, Bayern Leverkusen.
Y.
Yamal, Barcelona.
Z.
Zubimendi, Real Sociedad.
Just take, you're too good.
Thank you.
Thank you for more.
Who is the best African player of all time, in your opinion?
Of all time, I'll be biased and I'll go for Abedi Pele. I have other choices, but I'll go for Abedi. Yes, Ghanaian connection. Yes.
The best African player of all time is Essien.
I'm gonna split some hairs now. It's gotta be Yaya Toure.
Is it?
It has to be for what he did in the Premier League. I know a lot of people are gonna be cussing me here. The dominance that he's shown in the Premier League and for Ivory Coast. Yeah.
For me, the greatest player of all time is Yaya Toure. He's the best midfielder. Him and Abu Treika from Egypt. What he's done with Manchester City was amazing during 4 years and didn't get one time best Premier League player. It's sad, but for me, he's the best player.
Mine is Mohamed Salah because I am Egyptian. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but what he's done in the Premier League is remarkable. No Egyptian player ever achieved that, so I've got to show him love.
I'll say Samuel Eto'o. Achievements for club, achievement for country, individual achievements as well.
I think I will agree with him. He was a brilliant player, exciting to putting Africa on the map worldwide.
yes. Q, as a Nigerian player, what's your age? Okay, so quickly now, let's bring you that one. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Thank you so much for staying here with us. Let's quickly get on one part. Video we talked about Femi Martin he said a lot about Nigeria, the Super Eagles, talked about Martin, talk about Osimhen. About Femi Martin, they talk. He talked actually. And Charles Riley said he has said a lot. And Charles, what you're saying, you like it?
Oh, definitely.
All right, let's bring you Martin's video on that very Nigeria talk. Super Eagles, to be exact. But Femi Martin, take it up next.
Newcastle, they have the best fans among the team that I play.
Okay.
Right.
They have the best fans.
Newcastle, they have the best fans.
In that your team, that's 2-6 down to 2-10.
Yeah.
And what we have now, what do you think is the missing link?
Okay, at that time we have a team, but now the team is not actually there. The names are there, but the team is not there. Osimhen as a striker is doing his.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman is doing his. But we need a collective team effort. To play together and win together. Osimhen can score 100 goals, and if we don't go anywhere, it's like the goals is nothing.
It's nothing.
So that's why I didn't have a football team at the moment.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure, they're well taken care of. I have the capacity to take players to where I used to play.
Okay.
I can literally call them. I can be like, I have this player that is like Osimhen.
Okay.
And when they hear Osimhen, they will like Osimhen. Can you send video and everything? That's how the guys that will travel and everything, that's how you help their lives. That's why I stick to, let me do, my nightclub and everything first, and then I will still
get yourself ready.
And I will still move back, to the football, because I never left.
Yakubu, he missed what everyone would describe as harder to miss. He refused to apologize.
Even me, I won't. I know what you can do. Seeing the striker missing, that means you have scored a lot of goals too.
When I play Arsenal for that same Inter Milan home, and you guys lost 5-1.
Football, we won 3-0, you guys won 5-1. I remember. And I remember Arsenal at that time, you guys didn't lose at home at all.
Yeah.
Well, I scored an assist as well.
But I know, you don't worry, that's nothing to talk about.
That one, Arsenal, the Invisible, he scored against Arsenal with Adriano. We know that set. Recoba actually gave us a room for that very man, about Femi Martin. He said a lot on that very interview. Shout out to Fans Tribe for keeping it cool with that very one. Questions were just coming from every angle. Those guys are really doing all right. But Charles, let's get on this. Before we get to the comment section, now during the course of Martin's talking, he said something about when he's done with his nightclub, he said, I never left, he's still on the game. Now he talked about he has the capacity, he said so, of taking a player from Nigeria to abroad. Now it's about the link. Now how many of these are Nigerian players? I can't recall if it was you or Mr. Phil. I can't recall the men who I was actually having a chit chat with. We talked about players using their influence to help the ones who are behind that can't get there. Now Martin said it will only take me. See, let's even be, no agent in Nigeria, no agent in Nigeria, no agent. Like if you be the best agent and you're posting and you're sending the player, and JJ, your coach, as a Nigerian, is sending the player's video. Like just see one boy in Ojota playing the game and just like pick him. You find interest in this guy because he's got potential. You're working with the boy, and you're not like an agent in code, but because you are JJ Okocha, and you're getting the clip and you're sending. Okocha is known. Aside the club he played, now let's talk about Kano Nwankwo. Can Kano Nwankwo spot out someone? He plays for Ajax. He won the Champions League 1995. Kano Nwankwo, he plays for Inter Milan. We know his story. He plays for Arsenal, the Invisible. If Kano has that influence, he's big. He can actually write and say, but these people don't really do all of these things. Why? Why is that influence? They might be doing it, don't get me wrong, but it's not that big. Like using your influence to get out there.
To be honest, it's imperative if you look at it. Because standing as shorty for someone is quite a lot to do.
But you know this guy.
Vouching for someone is quite a lot.
The game of football?
On the game of football.
How? Why?
It is. No, you may have the money, the resources and whatnot.
The influence.
And the influence. But you see, standards are different. The standard here and standards over there are quite different. I mean, I may vouch for a player as for example, I'm a retired football player.
Yeah.
Like someone like Femi Martins. And then I have an opportunity maybe in Newcastle to be able to bring in someone. Or even to the US, for example. I have means to bring someone in. I may not have watched so much about this person. I will just have clips of this person.
Yeah.
So those clips are all that I know. I have not seen the person.
No. These guys have got the influence. Before they will do this, they must know you well.
That's what I'm saying. They have to know you exactly properly well. I don't know. Maybe the reason they are not doing it openly, or maybe some do it individually. Maybe they've been burnt in some way. They've been disappointed. They've been, have been burnt out in some ways. People have done wrong things to them and the rest and all that. So
But we expect. Okay, now in our Nigerian affair, the Super Eagles, don't even lie to me. You would have said that why is the likes of JJ, Kano Nwankwo not having some talks about our Nigerian Football Federation? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about it?
I have. I have, but you will not want to. You don't want an opinion. Right now, you will not want to hear my opinion.
What's your opinion? Because
the brand itself, NFF itself, and Nigerian football is shredded in so many things. It's made up in so many things that we can't talk about on air, because it's not a federation or a brand of football, or the brand of administration of football rather. That was what I wanted. The brand of administration of football in Nigeria. Our football is brilliant.
Oh wait, let me get it. Are you trying to say they don't want to dent their name?
Of course, a good name is better than silver and gold.
So what about our NFF?
A good name is better than silver and gold.
So spit it out. Let me hear you.
No, a good name is better. I think Kano Nwankwo and the other guys will want to keep their name. Their names are very.
So they are being careful.
Be very careful.
Rather than getting yourself in what? See, they should be glad going for that. Not like a position, but you know why I say it? It's not about playing the game that you must know about the administrative part. But these guys have a big influence on the game.
They have big influence.
Ronaldo was not the president. They didn't allow him to be the president of Brazil football.
Yeah.
But not because he does not know it, but someone on the job knows it well. It's Brazil now. These guys, they sleep, they eat football, they know it well.
Yeah.
So, but Nigeria, if you watch it very well, now someone asked me a question and said Kizike, our NFF president, our general secretary, Mohamed Sanusi, Brian Musukuso, what game did they play? And I'm like, okay, yeah, they did not play the game. I was trying to be defensive. He said, okay, what have they done? The questions have been placed.
Until we get to that point wherein footballers run football, things could get better.
They said we don't see football as a
we don't see football as a business. We don't. We see football like government handout to people.
Really?
Yeah, we don't see.
Are you saying like a political affair or something?
No, it's politicized. Football is politicized in Nigeria. Football is politicized, and football in the general world is not for politics.
Right.
Football itself is bigger than politics. It's only in Nigeria here that we see football as politics. Football in Europe is bigger than politics. Football is bigger than politics in such a way that it can change the life of a human being.
Right.
Just that exposure to daily routines and being taught. It's changed. Look at the likes of Jonathan Davids, Yamil Yamal.
Right.
These are guys that basically in their normal day-to-day lives, they didn't have any chance. They didn't have the kind of exposure that they have today. But football has made it possible for them. You're thinking of how to bring people out of poverty? Football is one of them.
Okay, so that's Johnson. That's very well. Quickly, I did see this comment to say that Stephen Okoro, he's saying the players should not be blamed, rather blame the NFF and people running the football in Nigeria for all the mess we see today in our football. Now, lastly, this is past, but he's an icon. We can't talk less about this man. 1980 Nations Cup winner. He's late today. Christian Chukwu, news emanating out there saying he was owed $108,000 approximately about that point. And then General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, Mohamed Sanusi, said, if you tell us we are not owing you, we can't even find a file that's like that. We are not owing you. If you think we are owing us to prove. And the man is late today. Now, let's just talk about it. Now, Governor, the story, we heard about the state government as well, saying that, don't worry, we are with you. But is it supposed to be the state government because he's from that side, because he did the Rangers thing? That's supposed to come in. A man who has served Nigeria. Yeah. You talked about patriotism for me.
Yeah. So you see, when I was telling you that the Nigeria, I don't want to say certain things here on air because Nigeria NFF, you talked about players not giving voice to our NFF Federation and football and all that. These are the reasons. These are the reasons. The General Secretary is coming out to say that they can't find any file relating to owing this man.
Yeah.
So is there something going on? I don't know. will he be old and he does? The people can't say that he was being old.
And he had an interview. 2024.
2024.
2025. Just.
Do you understand?
Back.
I mean, look at how we treat our own. You understand? So that's why I told you a good name is better than silver and gold. A good name is better because Kano Wankwo and these other guys, we want to keep a good name rather than get shredded in this whole mess of NFF. I mean, you're owing a man who served the country so well. The government should, the state government shouldn't even be the one responsible for that. The NFF should be the one responsible because he served under their capacity. Regardless of who was president and who was secretary general, these are the things that we don't want to come out.
Okay, so let's talk about the petition. South Africa point deduction. The news is out there. We are waiting. We look like the team that is the team with the most weight. See, there's a word like that. Now, Benin Republic, Rwanda are just 8 points. South Africa is 13 points. Nigeria now 4th on the log. But why is it Nigeria waiting for that point deduction? Because they did something very bad, and Teboho Mokoena are feeling him in a game that was not supposed to play against Lesotho. Yeah. And South Africa are really wondering, like, Nigeria media is hyping this team so much. Why? If they take that point off, not if they should take that point off, because the FIFA rule broken. Now they'll be 10 points. Is this to say we are going to go to their home and win them and get to be 10? I don't know. Why is it not Benin and Rwanda that are putting on this?
Kizzy, to be honest with you, I don't have any hopes. You know me. I'm a straight shooter, and I'll be honest with you. I don't have any hopes of this team making it to the World Cup. And again, this is what we always come to every time. We're always calculating and permutating. You know, wherever we know we've not done our job, we begin to permutate and calculate. Someone should falter somewhere, someone should do this somewhere, someone should win a game, and then we'll be able to qualify. Come on.
All right, Charles, we need to go from here. Quickly, I just see this one. Olubayo Omobolaji saying, state government take care of the national hero as they are not, they take care of the national hero as if they are not part of the government. We all know that the NFF are messy, that's what they said, but the state government is willing to help the family. Let's applaud it. That's a Chico story.
It's I mean,
welcome development, actually.
I mean,
but this is a slap to NFF.
It's a slap to NFF, definitely. That's just to be mild, you know, like the state government is coming out to just, I mean, cover up someone's mess, as it were.
I mean, Charles, to serve the national team. But anyways, thank you so much, Charles. I need to let you go. It was a great time with you.
It's a pleasure anytime,
man.
It's a pleasure anytime.
Yes, at this point in time, we need to call it a wrap. But you know what we love to do right here on the show all of the time, right here on the Sports Republic show. Yes, you know, I like to say right here, because it's here. Now, we are Voice of the People TV. The show comes your way again, hopefully tomorrow, and then Godwin over here to tell them all. But one thing is certain, if they are doing it bad, you just cannot be mad. Just watch things happen. That's an ultimatum placed on me that if Nigerian Football Federation don't get things right, I will never stop talking. I'll keep being here and I'll talk more. Kiss the case out now.